Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. We are in Los Angeles right now. We have left New York and we're in LA. You know what? You get a real sense of how big America is when you start to travel across it. We took a flight from New Jersey to LA and it took 6 hours. Another couple of hours on top of that, we could have went back to England from New Jersey. That is how big America is. And of course as well, LA is in a different time zone. So the time of me recording this show is around about 9:15 UK time. Over here in LA, it's 1:15 in the morning. It's incredible, right? So 1:15 in the morning gives you a sense of when these fans over here are watching games, the sort of times they have to wake up. And I want to say a big thank you to all the guys, the Los Angeles Gooners. We was at their bar, the Fox and Hounds today. Absolutely brilliant. We did a Q&A there, me, James and Lee judges. It was really, really good. Really enjoyed that. Great event. And well done to all of the guys that asked questions. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. The fans here really amazing me. And of course, everybody I was speaking to afterwards, all talking about transfers, all talking about who else is coming in. That's a common theme. And lots of people asking me about Kylian Mbappe. This one really is still rumbling on. I personally don't think Kylian Mbappe is going to come to Arsenal. Mbappe has got his heart set on Real Madrid, but that is not stopping the rumours from rumbling on. And the one that I heard today, well, listen, I'm going to give it to you because it's out there and it's a rumour that everybody's talking about today, and that's coming from Football Transfers. And they say that Arsenal are interested in getting Mbappe and would be willing to use Gabriel Martinelli as a make-weight in a deal to get Kylian Mbappe. That is what they're saying. Now, funny enough, right, when I was at the pub, I was asking all of my guys a question. I asked it to James, I asked it to Lee judges, Troops was there as well. I asked it to Troops. I said, would you swap Gabriel Martinelli plus money to get the signing of Kylian Mbappe? And you know what? They all said no. They all said no. That is how high esteem the fans hold Gabriel Martinelli in, that they all said no. They would rather keep Martinelli at the club. But this is the rumour that Football Transfers are saying today, that Arsenal would use Gabriel Martinelli in a make-weight deal to try and get Kylian Mbappe. Now, of course, Martinelli, if you look at his valuation, he's worth probably between 80 to 100 million pounds. I think right now Martinelli is worth 100 million pounds. If Mudryk went for 88 million pounds, need I say any more? So it's not implausible, but I just do not see this happening whatsoever. And I'm sorry, this rumour, I don't know where it's come from, where Football Transfers get that, but this is, whether it's just an assumption or whatever. But right now, the fans as I spoke to down at the Fox and Hound, they don't want Martinelli to go. So it looks like that would be a no-go anyway with the fans. One player though who has been heavily linked with Arsenal has been Mohammed Kudus. Continues to be linked with Arsenal today, but it looks like Arsenal are battling Chelsea for this signature. Arsenal have made no bid for Kudus. They've just shown an interest. We know that Arsenal seem to be on the lookout for a player that can play on that right-hand side, who could come in for Saka if he was injured. And they've identified Kudus. He's still only 22, Ghana international, talented player for Ajax. However, no bid from them yet. However, there is said to have been a bid that has come in from Chelsea. Chelsea have said to bid around £35 million for him. No news yet on whether that's been accepted yet or not by Ajax. But if Arsenal are going to go in for Kudus, and they seem to be the team that was showing an interest in him first, then they need to move quick because Chelsea are hovering around. How many more wingers are Chelsea going to get? I mean, but Chelsea seem to be interested in Mohammed Kudus. Another name that's emerged today is Michael Olise of Crystal Palace. I spoke about this a few weeks ago and said that there was a rumour at that time linking Arsenal with a move for Michael Olise. Olise, of course, another really, really talented player, still young, plays for Crystal Palace, really had a good season last year. And you can see as a player is going to get better and better and better. Again, linked with Arsenal. Arsenal have been looking at him. However, RMC, the outlet over there in France, they claim that Chelsea have submitted a £38 million bid for him as well. Chelsea certainly seems to be getting busy. Again, no news on that. I think this is going to be a difficult deal to get done, Michael Olise, for either Arsenal or Chelsea, because right now, Crystal Palace, Wilfried Zaha's gone. He's gone to Galatasaray. That's a real surprise that he's decided to go to Galatasaray, but he has gone to Galatasaray. And of course, Olise is seen as the heir to, I don't know, would Crystal Palace be willing to sell him? I really, really don't know after Zaha has gone, but certainly Arsenal linked with him. Chelsea, as I said to put a bid in for him, and also Manchester City said to be another team very, very interested in. He is a really, really talented player. Now, Kieran Tierney, he was talking to the press. What they've been doing over here is they've been getting Mikel Arteta and they've been getting a player to come out and talk to the press. Kieran Tierney talking to the press, and obviously he was asked about the fact that are you staying or are you leaving Arsenal? Even on this tour, he hasn't been a starter in any of the games. He's come off the bench. We saw last season he was used off the bench a lot of times. I mean, again, the other night, Tomiyasu started in front of Kieran Tierney, and there's been all these rumours linking him with a move to Newcastle. There's been rumours linking him with a move to Celtic. He was asked about it and he said, listen, I am very happy at Arsenal. So that was good to know that he's happy at Arsenal. He was sort of suggesting that, when you play like a club like this, it might happen that you don't start each and every week. However, when asked and pressed about his future, he said his future is not up to him. Now, again, when you hear a player say that, there's doubts there. As I said, Newcastle hovering, Celtic hovering. I don't think Celtic's going to come into this equation, because I do think Arsenal, if they do move him on, they're going to want a big fee, and they're going to want about 30 to 35 million pounds for Kieran Tierney. So let's see how it works out. But Tierney, at the moment, saying he's happy at Arsenal. Austin Trusty is another player who's playing over here at the moment. Very popular with the American fans, of course. He's from the States, but he's been linked with a move away. Of course, he had a great loan move last season at Birmingham. He was voted their player of the season at Birmingham City. But he's been linked with a permanent move to Glasgow Rangers. However, nothing has happened with that at the moment, but linked with a permanent move to Rangers. Will that happen? Will he move on there? Will it be permanent? That's something I have to wait and see. Been a bit unfortunate, this guy. He's done everything he's needed to do on loan, but it does look like he's going to get a look in now that Jurriën Timber has been signed by Arsenal. And Balogun still being linked today with a move away. Inter Milan said to be ready in a bid of around about £35 million. We know Arsenal seems to be looking for up towards £50 million, but Inter seem very, very determined to sign Balogun. Again, he was asked by Cecil the other night in the mix zone coming out after the game about his future, and he seemed to suggest that, again, happy at Arsenal, but that same sort of thing like what Kieran Tierney says, don't really know what the future holds. And again, I feel that this is a player that will be moved on and Arsenal will cash in on, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he really, really impresses in these friendlies and forces a situation where Mikel Arteta says there's no way we can afford to get rid of this kid. It's going to rumble on. We're going to have to wait and see how it develops out. So those are the rumours for today. Don't forget, check out all of our content. You want to see some of the vlogs, that we have been doing over here. They've been absolutely brilliant. Big up to Jason and Ryan. They've been just producing some fantastic content. If you really want to get a flavor of the tour, if you want to get a flavor of the American fans, if you want to get a flavor of America, I suggest heavily you watch the vlogs that we've been doing here. They've been absolutely brilliant. So make sure you check those out here on AFTV. And of course, we'll keep you updated on any transfer news as it breaks here on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.